Hello, Mario! Engineering Surveying, DE 5205, Session 4, Area. Hello, 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 welcome. Alright, let's get on. Let's do some engineering surveying. So let's click on engineering surveying, actually in the live screen, not in the virtual video. And here we are, straight to session 4, which is where we're going to start. And here's our session notes right here for the PowerPoint. So let's get that up and running. Yep, here it comes, coming up, and then slideshow from the beginning. All right, there's our title page, my contact details, and our plan for the session for this thing. So we'll have our 2-hour theory session where we'll obviously do this introduction, sign into the class, and work away on some weekly tasks and discuss project work. Once that's done, then we're going to go and do some practical. Today we're going to be placing new survey marks, so we'll have to complete our health and safety documentation, and then we're going to place some new control marks, and that'll be the extent of our work today, so that when we can come back, the marks will be nicely consolidated and bedded in, and yeah, ready to write, ready to go. Okay, so on successful completion of this session, you should have an awareness of area determination, area, the amount of surface, an awareness of the area of irregular shapes, and undertaken area calculations using CAD and 12D model. Discussed writing a survey brief. We've been discussing that for quite some time, so perhaps we need to get down to some action on that one, as it doesn't seem to be coming to fruition just yet, but we're working on it. Constructed some new survey marks, and that should be an obvious success there, and understood what to do before next week. Alrighty, now you're continuously updating your diary, and I'm providing you with a video vlog of what happens during the classes. So I think keeping your diary up to date should not be too much of an onerous task, and I'm looking forward to some quite detailed and interesting diaries from you if you do your part according to the plan. All right, worksheets. Are you up to date with your worksheets? Your worksheets should be coming in steadily. There should be at least some completions each week, if not from the actual week themselves, but there so that the worksheets are flowing steadily my way, and so that I can get them ticked off and back to you with perhaps a little bit of feedback. Remembering that the tests, which will be coming up in due course, the tests are all based on the worksheets. So the tests will be relying on the fact that you've completed the necessary work and background work in the worksheets, and so that then you can get on and get your tests done. So the worksheets are your prep, if you like, for the tests. Bear that in mind. Okay, the Zealandia project. Well, last week we went out and did some field work, and I'll have another bit of a look at that a bit later on when we go through the Moodle site and have a look there. And today we're going to place some new marks. Essentially, the marks are going to be, we're going to dig a hole, put some quick water in the hole, a bit of quickcrete concrete, and then set a bolt in the top of it, hopefully with a hole drilled in the centre of it. And these will form some new marks out on the site, near the vicinity of some existing marks which are becoming a little bit, have deteriorated a little bit with age, and because of their hastiness in their placement. They were made of pegs out of non-treated timber, and so they're starting to show a bit of wear and tear. Okay, and then before next week, we need to review the session 5 resources, and yeah, we need to get this project brief sorted. Okay, so let's look at Moodle. So we'll go back out of here and into Moodle. So here's session 3 from last week, and just to give you a little bit of a review there, here's the vlog, a little bit of video and my rendition of what occurred. We've already previously discussed the Land Online XML, and this is the field data that we connected from the data recorder. So I've downloaded. So I'll look at the GNSS data, which is here, and you can see actually the work from the previous week there, where we were locating marks and did some measurements. And here is the work from last week, where we did 61 epoch or 61 or 60-second observations at these various marks here, which we are aware of, and we will be using this data. The way it's recorded is by way of a bearing and distance from the station. In this case, the station was a known mark, Iron Dog BB, IDBB, and so we'll do that. So in time we'll measure a few of the other marks. Here's the coordinates recorded there, and we'll get this information loaded into Land Online and adjusted. So when we put our new marks in, of course we will have to do some leveling on those as well to get some good levels for those, and then some positioning on those, and that should be sufficient to complete our control network. And we need to get that nailed down, and then we can start moving on doing our topographical work so that we can come up with a topographical plan of the area. Okay, now let's have a little bit. So that was last week. So we should have gone through that last week. Session 4. Here we are. The session plan, the notes that I've gone through already. And these are some resources here. Area, perimeter, and volume formula. A video on the roundabout investigation. A video on the parallel sides and curves. Videos on calculating areas, and some notes on areas and volumes. And then these are the worksheets here. So let's I'll give you hard copies of these. This is worksheet 1, calculate the area of seal to the nearest 0.1 for the roundabout. Now you possibly will have to do a calculation like this in the tests, so you do need to know how to do these by hand. But also, I'd like you to draw this up in AutoCAD so that you can confirm the answers to your written questions by using AutoCAD, which it shouldn't be too difficult to draw that up. So AutoCAD for that one will be fine. We'll just drop that one down to there. Let's look at 9. Now this one here again is a bit of a tricky one. You will need to know possibly how to do that by hand if you have a look at some of the past test papers, or perhaps we could go and do that in a little after this. And this here, but I'd also like you to draw that up if you can using AutoCAD. I've drawn it up using AutoCAD there. So yeah, just to refresh your memory and work out your various details and what have you there. When I was doing surveying and surveying computations, which was quite a big thing back in the day, there was a saying that if you can draw it, you can calculate it. So the first thing we used to try and do is try and draw it, work out how you can draw it. If you can do that, you can calculate it. If you can't draw it, you can't calculate it, pretty much. Okay, so that's that one. Moving right along, number 10. 1 and 0. Again, this one here, yep, just plot it up in AutoCAD, work out the area, and then see if you can get your calculations to agree. It's always good to have a check. So AutoCAD's fine for that one. Yep, drop it down. And this last one here, probably this is a calculation. Well, you could do these in, certainly you can do these in AutoCAD and just to check them. So what you would do there, AutoCAD being a valid sort of thing is, well, you could draw them up quite easily, put a polyline between the tops and then spline it and see what sort of area you can get out and how it all works, and then also compare it with your calculations. So probably AutoCAD's fine for all of these worksheets this week. Okay, so that's the worksheets. Just having a look here at assessment. I don't think I've perhaps I should go back to the home. I don't where I've programmed the test. I may have to push that out a little bit. We'll just wait till the assessment schedule turns up. It's grinding away. Top left there, should be with us soon. Waiting. And here it is here, course outline. So just when that first test was programmed for, weeks 30 to... So it was programmed for the week of the 4th of September. I'll have a bit of a think about that and see how we go. That would be Friday the 4th of September. That's all possible. So that would be on weeks 30 to 34, which 34 is next week is 34, so volumes. So yeah, that's possibly going to fly. So we'll have a bit of a look at that. So that's all good, and let's just have a look at the. I think the tests are in here, worksheets. So let's have a look at the 2015 test 1 model answers. Here it is here. Oh, that'll do. 2015 test 1. So there's the first question, whole circle bearings. All-time favourite with most surveyors. A Traverse closure. Yep, so that shouldn't be too thing. A height difference and coordinate calculation. So that was done in, that was the test there for test 1. Okay, weeks 30 to 34. Let's just go back. 2016 test 1. Oh, let's have a look at that. 2016 test 1. Coming up. Control 0. Page down. So yeah, it was whole circle bearings. A question, height difference, whole circle. Question 1. Question 3. Oh, question 2. They've got the page. I've got the pages out of order. So that looks pretty familiar. So just some good basic skills there that we can get everything sorted there. So awesome stuff. That should be test 1 should be pretty good. And yep, we'll move on from there. So I think that's got everything pretty much covered for this week, and that should suffice. Enjoy yourselves. Cheers. See you.